You're starting to sell jewelry, you're super excited, you found some things that are rare and you think might be worth a lot of money. Today, I'm going to share 10 things that you really have to be careful about when you're selling jewelry because some of these items are banned, highly restricted, or can be controversial. So be prepared for comments and messages when you sell things like this. I'm Margaret. I've been selling on eBay and Etsy for over 10 years. One of the things I love to sell is jewelry, and I love to help treasure hunters like you with your journey into selling jewelry and other things to make a profit on eBay. And today is no different. I want to make sure that when you're selling on eBay, Etsy, or other platforms, that you're not doing things that inadvertently get you into trouble, whether suspended or banned from these sites. One of the first things that you may already know about is ivory jewelry. Selling ivory jewelry on eBay and other platforms is generally not allowed. In order to sell certain types of ivory, you have to have documentation about the age, and in some places it doesn't even matter. I know even listing jewelry as the color being ivory, it's not ivory, has gotten my item flagged and they wouldn't let me list it using that color word. So if you find ivory jewelry or something you think might be ivory, your best bet is just to not list it. There are places that take it as donations, or you can keep it for yourself. I've got quite a bit of ivory that I found over the years in jewelry bags, jewelry jars, or that has come into my hands inadvertently. I have made several videos helping you identify ivory jewelry versus bone or other things that mimic ivory, and I'll link that here so that you can better identify what you've got. The next thing is tortoiseshell. Tortoiseshell jewelry and combs used to be really popular, but it is also a banned item because many of them are made from endangered species. One of the ways to tell tortoiseshell from plastic alternatives is that if you dip it in hot water and smell it, it smells like burning hair. It's also much lighter than plastic would be for its size, but those are some quick ways to tell if what you have is tortoiseshell. Next is coral jewelry. This one can be a little trickier because there's some coral that is allowed to be sold, but some that is not. There are certain species that are banned from being sold. If you're not sure which kind of coral you have, doing a bit of research would be wise. Next is Native American jewelry. If you've got a Native American piece that is marked and it's got the stamp of the maker or the designer, then you should be okay. But listing a piece of jewelry as Native American without knowing the maker or the tribe that it comes from can be misrepresenting the jewelry as Native American. Usually when you list a piece on eBay and put Native American, a little pop-up will come up which will let you know that you have to put the tribe or the designation for the piece, because not having that tribal affiliation is illegal under the Indian Arts and Crafts Act, I think of 1990. If you come across a piece that looks Native American style, you can put Southwest style. Also, selling fake or counterfeit jewelry is not allowed. This is something that I learned early on. I made this mistake when I was an early seller, probably my first year selling. I found a Chanel brooch. I knew it wasn't Chanel, but I thought as long as I said it was a faux Chanel brooch and clarified that it wasn't real, that I was going to be okay. But I was not. eBay took that down and flagged my account. I think I had 24 hours where I couldn't sell or list anything on my account because I listed a faux Chanel brooch. I didn't feel like, at the time, I thought, well, I'm not misleading anybody. I'm telling them it's not real. I didn't understand the impact that the counterfeiting industry has on makers and brands. Now I understand, but trying to sell something, even if you know it's counterfeit and you put that it's faux, it doesn't matter. So don't even try to sell it as a faux piece. Next is a little tricky. The next one is jewelry that has human hair, teeth, or bone. There are restrictions in certain states that will not allow you to sell jewelry that's made from human remains. There are pieces of, say, mourning jewelry where it might have a lock of someone's hair wrapped in it, And that is usually okay to sell, but certain states have really strong restrictions. One being Louisiana is very restricted to sell human remains in Louisiana. Some regions require documentation proving that you have the legal right to have these human remains and to sell them. Next is Nazi or hate symbol jewelry. These are banned on eBay, Etsy, and lots of other platforms. They prohibit the sale of swastika or Confederate items. And countries like Germany, France, and Austria ban the sale of these completely. Next is military insignia or medals. It doesn't apply to all of them, but some, like Purple Heart medals, can be illegal under the Stolen Valor Act in the US. And some countries ban the selling of active military gear. So you have to be really careful when you're selling military insignias and medals. If you have something and you're not sure, then definitely do a little bit of research before you decide to try to sell it. Next isn't exactly banned, but I know growing up and when I inherited some jewelry from my grandmother, I was told was not allowed to sell it, and that is Eastern Star and Masonic jewelry. I have my great-grandmother's Eastern Star jewelry and my great-grandfather's Masonic jewelry, and I was told you can't sell those. While on eBay and other sites, you are allowed technically to sell it, but you might get some complaints from people and comments and messages that you're not supposed to have that, you're not supposed to sell it. I have found Eastern Star jewelry when I was out thrifting. And so I'm still on the fence about, I still have it. I'm still on the fence about selling it because growing up and hearing that from my grandmother, my mother, like, this is something that has to stay in the family. You can't sell it. Okay, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Next is animal bone and claw jewelry. On some sites, you can technically sell this, but you have to designate what animal it came from, where it came from. So it becomes a little trickier if you can't identify what animal, especially if you've thrifted it or it came in a jewelry jar and you have no idea where it came from, what kind of animal it's from, and eBay is asking you, okay, you're saying this is bone, what kind of animal did this come from? So this is another one you have to tread carefully on because there are some that are completely banned and some that you have to know exactly what you've got to be able to sell it. If you know of any other types of jewelry that you have to be really careful about, then definitely leave a comment down below. There are more. For example, prison-made jewelry. Some places ban selling that, amongst other things. So if you have more tips or experiences, I would love to hear them. Leave a comment down below because I always learn so much from you. And read those comments because you may pick up some really good information from other sellers that are out there. Thanks so much for hanging out. Good luck with your treasure hunt. Bye.